I have often entertained, like a gentleman idly turning a signet ring upon his finger, the notion that one's life, however riddled with small humiliations and grander misreadings, acquires its peculiar dignity not from justice received, but from injustices endured with a certain aesthetic discipline. Mine, I confess, has not been an untroubled itinerary. There were the paternal eclipses, those looming figures whose authority arrived lacquered in narcissism rather than nourishment. There were the misfires of intimacy, the linguistic near misses of love and friendship, those moments when one spoke in good faith only to be translated into something lesser by the dull ear of another. Society, too, has its little games of exclusion, its velvet rope absurdities, and I, no less vain than the next man, have felt the sting of being miscast in its theatre. And yet, here is where the ledger refuses to balance in any morally satisfying way. Fortune, in its capricious, almost indecent generosity, has seen fit to scatter before me a series of luminous compensations. I have winged, as one might say, with only mild self-mockery across continents and climates, sampling cities the way others sample wines, each leaving its aftertaste of memory and minor revelation. I have known, too, the company of women whose beauty seemed less a biological accident than a kind of conspiratorial artistry, as though the world had briefly conspired in my favor. That I have not always paid in the crude currencies of toil and sacrifice what such privileges might seem to demand, this is a quieter truth, one that hovers neither accusatory nor absolving at the margins of my reflection. What then is one to do with such an asymmetrical inheritance, emotional deficits offset by experiential abundance, a treasury of impressions set against a childhood ledger of absences? It would be vulgar to moralize and naive to ignore the arithmetic altogether. No, the only tolerable stance to my mind is one of cultivated prudence, to expend one's energies not in every petty skirmish of ego or grievance, but in those rarer, more consequential engagements that shape the architecture of one's life. There is, after all, a strategic elegance in restraint, in choosing which battles deserve the theater of one's full attention and which should be dismissed with a flick of the wrist like ash from an otherwise enjoyable cigarette. For what I seek, beneath the ornamental phrasing, beneath even the faintly theatrical melancholy, is not absolution nor revenge, but a kind of composed sovereignty over my own existence, a life in which vanity is not eradicated but refined, respect not begged but accrued, and stability not imposed but orchestrated with a patient, almost musical intelligence. And if I play my cards, those curious, inherited and self-dealt cards, correctly, then perhaps the ultimate composition will resolve into something resembling happiness, not the loud, vulgar kind, but a quieter, controlled radiance in which the pleasures of living, art, movement, beauty, the well-timed word, remain not only accessible but exquisitely, palpably one's own.